Ivan Katz here, and I've done many videos on which disc is best for the forehand flick in disc golf. Now, lots of people have asked me to go ahead and talk about how to throw these discs with the forehand, so that's what I'm going to do today. Now, I'm here at Bluemont, where this one is actually perfect for the forehand flick. We're going to shoot from right here, and we're going to end up in the B position right here, which means we want the disc to go around these trees and swing around to the right here. Now, in order to go ahead and do that, I'm going to throw a very familiar disc to many of you guys, the Destroyer. Okay? This disc will do anything you want it to do. Throw it flat, and it should throw flat with fade off to the right at the end. And that's sort of what we want today. Now, I might have to put a little bit of lean on it this way, which is hyzer, and that will definitely get it to turn right, because I want to end up to the right after I clear the fairway. So, let's check it out. We're throwing from here, and we want to end up around these trees, and then right through here to the chains. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to let go of the Destroyer about like this, trying to get around these trees, down and to the right. Let's see what we got. Okay, that's exactly what we wanted. Now, can we do the same thing with the Wraith? Absolutely we can. Again, we'll want to throw it with a bit of hyzer, and it should curve right perfectly for us. Yeah. Now, what about an overstable disc like this Halo Air? Well, it's got air bubbles in it, which makes it float a little better, and it is overstable. So that means it's definitely going to curve right this way. So the way I'll compensate for that is I'll throw it either flat or with a little bit of anhyzer right here, and it should still curve to the right and get some great distance. And there you go. You saw the flight path just like that, with a very good distance. Nice. That's an overstable disc. Here's another very overstable disc, the Crank SS. Should be able to throw it the same way as that Halo Air. Let's see. Okay, let's see how we did. Okay, we started from here. We came through the fairway, cleared these trees here, and then curved around to the right. And we had a pretty good result here. Halo Air right here. Crank SS even closer. And then over here, the Wraith, not too shabby. And then finally, the Destroyer right here. Now for putting, I'm using the Castoplast Berg and also the 80 Sink. 86 it's actually called, but it does tend to sink well if you need it to. In other words, if you have an obstacle around and you throw it up high, it'll come down and float down. So that's a good characteristic for a putter. Now when you're putting, you want to use a regular backhand motion, and you want to throw it towards the object, center of the chains, and you want to flick your hand out at the end, straight towards the center of the chains. Act like it's a person you're throwing to, and really go for it. You'll be less intimidated, and you'll make more of your putts. Now this one calls for a different strategy altogether. It's really kind of straight, but you start off over here, and you have to be sure to avoid the trees, which are kind of right in front of you. So you can't really throw straight. You got to throw off this way, and then kind of curve around to the right here. Okay, so I'm going to start off throwing this one with the Westside Disc King. It's a speed 14, and you need a lot of arm flick power for this one. And if you do it right, I'm going to throw it like this, actually like this, with a heck of a lot of power, and hopefully it's going to turn up, get stable, turn this way, and then S right on back down. That's basically what it did. Now it's also good to throw the destroyer here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that and see what happens. A similar result. Another good choice here is the Valkyrie. This one's a JK Pro Valkyrie, but any Valkyrie should be good for this. Actually hit that tree. Now the overstable crank SS. Let's see what we can get this one to do. Yep. See, you can get these discs to do anything you want them to do if you know how to throw them. Let's go see how they did. Okay, so there's our target tucked in behind that tree there. The best shot was this Wraith right here, which made it all the way over here. Very nice and very consistent really on everything else. The destroyer and the DX Valkyrie here, the Valkyrie JK Pro that hit the tree right here, and the T-Bird over here, and then over here off to the right a bit more, the King. So not too shabby overall. Now I want to start off with this Valkyrie here because it's an interesting approach shot. Now I could certainly putt this and go to the right of the tree here, but just for instructional sake, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this Valkyrie and I'm going to go around the tree to the left and then toward the basket. Okay, so you see the basket just beyond the tree there. Here is my Valkyrie, and I'm just going to pick it up and I'm going to throw an approach around this tree. To do that, I want to use hyzer. And I want to curve it right around that tree. And there you go. We're right there. Drop it in. Now for this T-Bird here, that's a pretty good distance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a very straight approach shot. And for that, I'm going to use the Vibram Summit. Again, I'm going to throw it very flat because I want it to go straight. And I'm going to throw it hard at my target, right in the center. And there you go, another drop in. Now let's see if I can finish this one up with a birdie. Okay, number one on the disc golf course of Bluemont in Arlington. Very memorable with that tree, and really quite difficult because it's so straight and there are a lot of trees. So, how do you get a disc golf disc to get down there? Well, there's many ways to do it actually. You can go straight through, and that's with throwing very stable disc, very flat like this, or you can go to the left and around, or you can go to the right and around. Now, the Valkyrie tends to be straight, so I'm going to start off with that one. And there you go. Curved off to the right at the end, but still a nice shot. Now, the Leopard for me tends to be understable, and that means I can actually get this disc to curve left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw it off to the right here and try to get it to curve back around. Let's see how that works. A little bit too far the other way it ended up, but still a good shot. Let's try the Banshee. That tends to be a straight disc. Yep, sort of the same thing as the Valkyrie there. Now, like the Leopard, the Beast is understable, so I'm going to try to throw it that way around the trees, again with some Anheuser. Got a nice roll at the end. That one turned over, and with those discs, oftentimes they make good rollers, and you can get a lot of extra distance out of it. Now the Destroyer, I should be able to curve that around the trees here with some hyzer. So let's see. Okay, there you go. That destroyer was really the perfect disc for me here. Gave me the perfect birdie shot right around those trees to the left. Threw it with some hyzer, and that to me is always a great shot here for this particular one. Okay, so how'd we do? Well, the leopard, very nice over here just to the left of the basket. And that destroyer right there, extremely close. The Banshee here, which also did very well. And there again, the Valkyrie JK Pro and the Beast. So, nice job overall. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this video on the forehand flick throwing technique video. And remember, throw straight, nice and flat, a little bit of hyzer if you want to turn the disc to the right, and anhyzer if you want it to turn to the left. Now I'm going to finish things off with a birdie, hopefully. And don't forget to check out my other videos about which disc is best for the forehand flick. Thanks for watching. I'm Ivan Katz.